This is the African News Update on top accolade news. The headlines. Lesotho reacts to Trump's comments about the country. Sudan proposes election strategy. Mozambique's political crisis deepens. Tunisian government unveils plan to reclaim phosphate industry. In politics, Lesotho reacts to Trump's comment about the country. Lesotho has expressed shock and disappointment after US President Donald Trump referred to the Southern African nation as a country nobody has ever heard of during a speech to Congress. Trump made the comment while discussing cuts to what he called wasteful spending, including funding of LGBTQ+ initiatives in Lesotho. The country, a key beneficiary of the US's African Growth and Opportunity Act, was quick to respond, with Lesotho's Foreign Affairs Minister calling the remarks shocking and noting the nation's warm relation with the US. Lesotho, which has a US embassy and participates in global organizations like the United Nations, also expressed concern over recent cuts to foreign aid, including the US President's emergency plan for AIDS relief, which affects crucial health programs in the country. Despite the tension, officials emphasized their commitment to maintaining positive diplomatic ties with the US. Still in politics, Sudan proposes election strategy. In Sudan, the military-led government has unveiled a proposal to move towards free election, even as the country remains in the grip of civil war. General Abdel Fattah Burhan announced a roadmap for a constitutional transition, which includes appointing a civilian prime minister and launching a national dialogue to resolve the ongoing conflict. This comes amid escalating tension between the Sudanese military and the Rapid Support Forces, which have plunged the nation into chaos since April of last year. Moving on in politics, Mozambique's political crisis deepens. Police in Mozambique opened fire on opposition supporters in Maputo on Wednesday, injuring at least 10 people during a march led by Venancio Mondlane. Mondlane's team reports 16 injuries, and the opposition leader's whereabouts remain unknown. The unrest comes ahead of the political agreement signed by President Daniel Chapo to address protests over his controversial election victory. However, Mondlane, who came second in the election, was excluded from the talks, raising concern that the agreement won't bring stability to the country. Despite the violence, Mondlane remains committed to his anti-government protests, vowing to continue as long as necessary. Shifting focus to economy, Tunisian government unveils plan to reclaim phosphate industry. Facing a severe financial crisis, Tunisia has set ambitious goal to increase its phosphate production fivefold, aiming for 14 million metric tons by 2030. Phosphate, a key ingredient in fertilizer production, was once Tunisia's stronghold, but years of political unrest and local protests have severely impacted output. The government's new plan seeks to boost production and transportation infrastructure, aiming to tap into the global surge in fertilizer prices. This move comes as Tunisia works to restore vital sectors that contribute to its national economy. The future of Tunisia's public finances now hinges on reclaiming its former position as a leading phosphate exporter. You are watching the African News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. In conflict, Puntland forces make significant gains against ISIS in Somalia. Puntland forces have made significant progress in the fight against ISIS militants in Somalia's semi-autonomous region following a series of deadly battles. After multiple attacks from ISIS, including suicide bombings and infantry charges, Somali forces have successfully captured key territories, pushing ISIS fighters to retreat. Despite suffering heavy losses, with over 500 ISIS fighters killed in recent weeks, experts warn the group could regroup if Puntland forces fail to secure the newly liberated areas. With air support from the UAE and the US, Puntland counter-terrorism units are determined to eliminate all ISIS strongholds in the region. Moving to disaster. Fatal crash on Kampala-Bombo Road claimed 5 lives. Tragedy struck last night along the Kampala-Bombo Road as a multi-vehicle crash claimed the lives of 5 people and left 21 others injured. Police confirmed that a brand truck lost control while descending the valley, colliding with multiple vehicles and a motorcycle. Among the deceased are 5 people, including the motorcycle rider, while the injured have been rushed to the hospital. Police are urging drivers to prioritize road safety measures, including proper vehicle maintenance and adherence to speed limits as investigations continue. In entertainment, Uganda celebrates Francophonie Month with cultural events across the country. Uganda is celebrating Francophonie Month throughout March, bringing the French language and Francophone culture to the forefront with a month-long series of exciting events. Launched by the Embassy of France and various partners, the celebration kicked off with a special event at Alliance Française Kampala. This month is packed with activities including inter-school competitions, cultural festival, and a job and study fair aimed at connecting students with Francophone opportunities. French is spoken by over 320 million people worldwide, and organizers emphasize the importance of learning the language for Uganda's youth, offering access to regional trade and international opportunities. The festivities will conclude the vibrant Francophonie concert on March 27th, celebrating the global impact of the French-speaking world. Now in sports. New Zealand defeats South Africa in cricket by 50 runs to reach Champions Trophy final. New Zealand has secured their spots in the Champions Trophy final, defeating South Africa by 50 runs in a thrilling semi-final at Gaddafi Stadium. Opting to bat first, New Zealand set a massive target of 363, thanks to centuries from skilled players. Despite a valiant 100 from South Africa's David Miller, New Zealand's bowlers restricted South Africa to 3-1-2-9. New Zealand will now face India in the final on Sunday after a dominant performance that saw them race to a tournament record total. That concludes our African news update for today. Stay tuned for more African news and developments. Thanks for joining us. I am Ojo Arume Okocha. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day.